All right, welcome everyone. Today we're jumping right in to deconstruct one of the most fascinating and kind of messed up transformations in the DC universe, the Sanguine Infusion. You know, this one line from the comics just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the total paradox at the core of Vodus Knox's enhancement. This is what takes him from being just a scary observer to something way more complicated. So, what exactly is the Sanguine Infusion? Well, think of it like this. It's basically an enhancement protocol from some super shady, unethical program running deep in the shadows of Neogeist Nihilists. And their goal? To create a magical super soldier. Now, we're not just talking about a simple physical upgrade here. No, this is a fundamental rewrite of his entire biology. It changes his connection to magic itself and pushes him so far beyond the creature he used to be. It's a whole new level of power. The whole transformation, and this is the really cool part, it all hinges on two incredibly powerful and, wildly different ingredients. The whole thing is like some kind of dark, twisted alchemy. And here's where you can really see that contrast, the core of the whole infusion. On one side, you've got the conduit, pure, divine power from a literal holy relic. And on the other, the catalyst, a unique, mutated body that's already tuned in to disaster. It is the perfect fusion of the sacred and the strange. Okay, so the conduit is literally sacred. We're talking about a true holy relic, the preserved blood of Saint Januarius. It is just a source of raw, divine energy. This isn't just regular magic, you guys. This is holy power, and it becomes the fuel for this whole insane transformation. And then you have the catalyst, which is Knox himself. His unique biology is already this perfect engine for sensing doom, right? And it's built for this impossible adaptive movement. Honestly, it's the only system out there that could possibly contain all this divine juice without just being completely torn apart. So what happens when you fuse these two components together? Well, let's start with the physical results, because they are both immediate and pretty dramatic. The infusion basically acts like a super soldier serum that's been supercharged with magical steroids. It jacks up his strength, his natural weapons, and his durability to these unbelievable post-human levels. I mean, we are talking about the kind of raw strength that lets him tear through the brutalist architecture of Neogeist Nihilist with his bare hands. He can now toss cars around and go toe-to-toe with other superpowered folks. And this right here is the perfect illustration of that crazy fusion between the divine and the monstrous. His natural weapons, his talons, his beak, they're now infused with holy power, which makes them nearly indestructible. He can shred solid steel like it's nothing. But look, the physical changes, they're just the beginning. The truly profound enhancements, the ones that change literally everything about him, those are magical. His whole infrasound ability just evolves dramatically. It starts off as this passive aura that just instills dread, but then it becomes an active projection of divine judgment. And finally, it culminates in this devastating final form that's actually triggered by his own mental state. And this is so crucial. His most powerful ability is tied directly to his emotions and the nihilism he's constantly seeing. So when the city's apathy just hits a breaking point, the relic inside him, it reacts. This is the power of that relic completely unleashed. It is a terrifying display of holy power channeled right through him. It's not just an attack, it's a catastrophic release of divine energy that can cause just immense destruction. His other major magical enhancement totally transforms his core ability, that intuition for disaster. Before, he was just an omen, right? Now, he's something so much more. So he no longer just senses a building is going to collapse. He now has this divine foresight of the tragedy. He literally sees the faces of the victims and feels their final moments. I mean, can you imagine? It makes his nihilism even heavier, but it also makes his intel absolutely undeniable. And on top of all that, the holy power turns him into a living detector for dark magic. All this immense power just transforms Vodus Knox's entire role. It turns him into this living, breathing contradiction, and that becomes absolutely central to his story inside Neogeist Nihilist. And right here, this is the central conflict.
He now has the power of a saint, the divine ability to step in and save people. But his fundamental, nihilistic worldview is constantly telling him it's all pointless anyway.
This conflict even becomes visual, which is just brilliant. Just imagine this monstrous, 7-foot-tall owl creature stalking through a decaying city, but he's glowing with this sacred crimson light. It's such a beautiful and terrifying image. Ultimately, this enhancement completely changes his purpose. He's not just a passive witness to disaster anymore. Nope, he is now an active, terrifying, and completely unpredictable force of nature inside Neogeist Nihilist. In the end, the Sanguine Infusion doesn't give us some clear-cut hero, not at all. It gives us a divine weapon with the soul of an omen, and it leaves us with that huge question. What is he going to become? Is this power a curse, a blessing, or something else entirely?